We're joined today by musician Tad Doyle, the frontman for the band Tad. He's got a new album out now, though. It's called Forgotten Sciences. Tad, how's it going today?
Hey, good, Dustin. Thank you. Thank you for calling.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Well, your new album, Forgotten Sciences, is out now. Can you tell the listeners a bit about the new album?
Well, it's my 9th solo record since the last band I was in, Brothers of the Sonic Cloth. And with every record, I try to move into a different direction and stay fresh and creative instead of doing the normal thing that most people would expect from an artist. They get a lot of music fans want a band that they're familiar with to stay exactly the same and just keep writing the same types of music and the same type of thing. So I don't feel that's a good way to go. So I like to really push myself musically as well as artistically to create something different. And that's pretty much what Forgotten Sciences is. I challenge a lot of depression and anxiety into the music because that's what I was going through for the last 2.5 years, and mostly my whole life. So that's where that's coming from. And that's pretty much the topic, is realizing that you got to stay in the present moment. And I do. I have to stay in the present moment. Not everybody, but that's where it's coming from.
Yeah, it is definitely different, as you mentioned. I think if people maybe knew you from your early albums with Tad, they might not believe Forgotten Sciences was even the same guy. I mean, it's with all the synth work and the different vocal styling. So this is definitely a different album for sure.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun putting it together. And for that reason, it's a lot of fun.
Well, I know you're running Witch Ape Studios now, and you're able to write, record, produce, mix, master. I mean, that's got to be a great place for you to be. You can do everything from start to finish. This is definitely your album in every sense.
Yeah, I'm very lucky that I've been afforded that luxury as a musical artist to have all those things and to be present with them.
So I don't know if that was the case when you were starting out. Has this kind of gradually become more of a DIY approach for you as you got the studio up and running and as things have gone on?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's times when initially I was completely okay with just being in a jam room and playing with other musicians, and those were the formative years. And as a guy that's always had a vision for musically, artistically, and visually what I want to put out there, it's changed over time, and I've through all this work that I put in. And being in this as my primary focus in life, it showed up. I'm very glad and lucky that I get to do this and be a part of other people's music journeys and visuals and their visions.
Yeah, when you're helping other people record at the studios and they're successful, do you get the kind of same sense of gratification as you would maybe with your own albums out there?
Absolutely. I'm very happy for people when they get that. To be honest, I'm very happy when we're working together in the studio and we're all have a synergy and we're on the same page, even without speaking about it. We're feeling this thing, this energy, and we're channeling that together. And that's a great feeling. That's probably the single most thing that I really enjoy. And then, of course, having somebody from the band turn me and says, "Man, that sounds amazing," and we did it together. That's the thing I always remember. It's not me. It's not me alone. It's not them alone. It's us together that make that happen.
Awesome. Again, Forgotten Sciences is out now, and it's a great album to just kind of sit and listen to as one piece. I think, sadly, that's sort of become maybe a foreign concept to a lot of people these days, to just listen to something from start to finish.
Yeah, we live in a pretty fast-paced society now, and a lot of people will put on earbuds and listen while they're cooking dinner or working out, and they're not really 100% present in music, and that's fine. That's the nature of things now. But the long form music, it's interesting that you bring that up because this was originally put together as a one piece of continuous music, and I had to edit it down to get it to be short enough to put on the vinyl record. And I also had to split it up into smaller chunks that people may find consumable. You know, I wasn't doing that for that reason, but you know, streaming platforms don't like big file sizes, so that was one of the considerations that I didn't compromise on, but it manipulated to my own advantage.
Well, one of the chunks, as you mentioned, Skies Full of Coal, I saw the new video for that. Definitely had kind of an unsettling, you know, Texas Chainsaw kind of feel to it, maybe. Can you talk a little bit about that and how that came about?
Yeah, that's part of the whole picture is that I realized that, man, here's the story. 2.5 years ago, the pandemic was in full swing. I was getting very depressed, and I've always suffered from depression and anxiety, and I wasn't getting any sleep, and go to bed at like 10 or 11 at night and wake up at 2 wide awake, could not get back to sleep. So I had to figure out something to change that and pour myself into the music with this. And that's basically what the song is from, is that experience and coming out the other side and doing a lot of work on myself, mentally and spiritually, to come out of that and just to be okay and sleep again. You know, you can go nuts if you don't get enough sleep, and sure. I definitely don't want to go nuts more than I already have.
Well, I'm glad everything has worked out, and again, the new album sounds great. Is this something you could ever bring on the road? Do you think you'll be playing any shows this year? Or?
Not likely playing any shows. I mean, it is something that's been talked about. There's been a couple labels that have asked me, can you play out live with this? And to be honest, I don't have any desire to play out live. I'm completely content and happy making records. And the next step in my musical journey is that I'm creating music for film and picture. Okay. And that's where I'm going. And also to mention, Skies Full of Coal, that video was shot with a friend of mine. He's in Serbia, Grivo Gray, and he did all the editing. And I shot some of the visuals here as well. So he had a lot to do with it, that video, at least, the video aspect of it. And I love working with him. He's a great guy.
Well, Tad, I know it's the 35th anniversary of the band, Tad, this year as well. Do you feel like you've gotten, I guess, the recognition or the accolades finally for kind of being the front runner for the grunge sound in the 90s? Or is that even important to you to be acknowledged that way?
No, it's not important to me. At one time it might have been, and certainly I am very happy with the accolades and notoriety that I've received from over the years. And it's not important to me though anymore. You know, I'll admit that at one time it was, but you know, I'm not living in the past, and I'm moving forging into the future by staying present now.
Well, I guess that answers my next question then. I know a lot of bands have been kind of reuniting over the past few years. Sounds like Tad's probably going to stay in the rear view for you then?
Absolutely. It's going to stay in the rear view. And I think that a lot of bands, this is one of the primary reasons why I wouldn't do a reunion, is because I'm not in the same place musically that I was then. And it was very much an of the moment thing. And I think it is for the rest of the guys too. And I wouldn't want to diminish the legacy that we left behind by being older dudes on stage trying to recapture the energy of the youth that we had. You know, it's a different thing, which is why I've moved on to different music. You know, I'm a different person now. I'm a different musician. Excuse me. So you know, I would love to be able to. I still stay connected with these guys that were in the band, and we're all good friends. And I just don't see it happening because, and another thing, I don't think I'd want to learn all those songs again. That's the thing. It takes quite a commitment. I think a lot of bands that do get together for a reunion are doing themselves a disservice, as well as the music and the legacy. So that's where I'm at with that.
Well, as you mentioned, you've definitely moved forward here, and you're in a new place now for sure. And again, Forgotten Sciences is just out. Is there something else maybe you're working on, Tad, or anything else the fans maybe should be looking out for?
Yeah, like I said, I'm starting to move into movie soundtracks, and I'm working on a couple of projects that will probably come into fruition within the next couple of years. One of them is a stop motion short film by a very talented filmmaker, Michael Levine. He's also used to be a rock photographer, a very famous one, but now he's doing a original creation of his stop motion vision. It's a sci-fi thing called The Dark Odyssey, and it's doing films, independent film circuits right now. I did the score for the trailer for the Dark Odyssey 2, The Ice Nexus, and we're going to be working together for his next iteration of that series. And then I'm also working on, very soon, been talking with director Hayden Hewitt of Black Octopus Productions in the UK, and he's got a different kind of horror film that we're going to be working on together, and he's already shot it, and he's in the editing phase, and I'm really excited about that. It's going to be, I can't wait to sink my teeth into that, because that's kind of my jam, is sci-fi and horror. So, I don't want to say that that's the only thing I can do, but that's really where I'm excited about right now. So that's something to be on the lookout for. It's called Kara.
Okay, that is awesome. You've got a lot of stuff coming up down the pike. I'm sure the fans will be excited. And again, the new album, Forgotten Sciences, is just out. Again, Tad, I'm a big fan of yours, and the new album is great, and I'm excited for all these other projects you mentioned as well. And I really appreciate your time today. Thank you so much.
Oh, I appreciate talking to you too. It was really fun. Have a good day, sir.
And again, that was the one and only Tad Doyle, the godfather of grunge. But his new album, Forgotten Sciences, is available now.